And now for our feature presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
You're listening to Straight Talk with Dean and Mark. Call in to join the conversation at 646-668-8393.
Welcome to Straight Talk with Dean and Mark. It's the six-man Dean Geronimo in the studio with Mark Lee, and we welcome you to yet another exciting episode of our show. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Once again, we are back. It is the six-man, better known as the specialist Dean Geronimo. And as always, I'm in the studio from NJ to NC, my right-hand man, Mark Lee. So, Mark, besides it being hot, tell me what's good in your neck of the woods, my brother.
Well, hot is definitely the word of the day. It has been hot for a while. I was out there on Thursday and Saturday at the Eno River Festival. You know, I told them, and, you know, I had to make that joke as I do every year, that they think that they're out there celebrating, you know, Mother Nature and all the wonderful things that go out there at the Eno and celebrating environmentalism and things of that nature. But it's really just one big birthday party for me. So I had to let them know that that's really what all that music was there for, and the musicians got a kick out of that. I did get a couple of birthday shout-outs from the stage and things of that nature, so definitely had a good time. But It was hot out there. I also learned that sometimes people do not listen. You know, you give them common sense, you tell them just sensible things to do, and sometimes folks just don't want to listen because on the Thursday, the 4th of July, we had some storms roll through and some lightning hit. Some lightning even hit the grounds of the storm. And there's a body of water out there. And, you know, people out there canoeing and swimming and doing stuff like that. And as I was leaving, one of the volunteers told me that they had told some people to get out of the water. You know, there's lightning coming. Get out of the water.
Right.
But, you know, people being people, they did not want to listen. And that's why, you know, fortunately there were no severe injuries, but that's why some folks had a little bit of a jolt because the lightning did hit.
Wow.
The lightning did kind of like go through the water, and the lightning did kind of like give them a little bit of a jolt. So, you know, sometimes folks just need to listen when the volunteers and the people come and tell you, get out of the water.
You know what? People, I guess, don't realize that water is a conductor of electricity. And I guess sometimes, you know, stupidity takes over and it's like, well, you know what, we'll be all right and we can make it. But what's going to happen when you get caught out there? I don't know, man. People just don't, you're right, they don't think.
They don't think. But the music was really good. I did meet a couple of musicians that I did not know, talk to them about the show. So hopefully we'll have Sister Montos on. They're here doing a Carolina tour. As a matter of fact, they're going to be at the Pinhook, I believe, tomorrow. And they were there. They had to do an abbreviated set, but they did get in to perform. They came all the way from Los Angeles. Looks like the lead guy is a teacher out of the California area, Los Angeles area. So he goes over there doing a Carolina tour. Looks like they'll be here for about a month or so. So they did get a chance to expose their music to folks, and it sounds like a mixture of some Latin sounds as well as some other sounds as well. Because, you know, a lot of music these days is just kind of blended music. So that was really good, getting a chance to meet them. I had never heard their music before. I had never met them, but they were definitely youngsters in terms of my age and everything, but they were definitely energetic, and I'm hoping to get them on the show. And, you know, I'm always thinking about the show and the ways that we can operate. So I even ran into a certain salesman, you know, the sleep people and everything, and I told him, because I looked on their card, and on the card it said, we advertise at podcasts. So I've got to get in touch with them because I definitely had a conversation. So, you know, I'm going to have to reach out to them and see if they want to be a supporter of us, because I did mention the fact that we had a podcast, and the guy seemed like he was interested, gave me his number and said, call me. So I should have probably called him today, but I did not. But either tomorrow or Wednesday, I will be reaching out to them and seeing if we can get the sleep number people, because that's what CERT is all about, the sleep number people. If we can't get their local people to be one of our supporters. So, I'm always thinking about some different supporters and some different guests.
Oh, yeah, that would definitely be a plus. I was just looking at the thing I just made, the post, and for those, quick commercial, Straight Talk with Dean and Mark is on Monday nights at 7 p.m. All of the replays, we're live on Blog Talk Radio, but the replays are on Radio Public, iHeartRadio, Google Play Music, Spotify, Spreaker, TuneIn, Stitcher, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Castbox, and then the replays on Tuesday afternoon at 2 o'clock on the Skyhawk Radio Network. So we keep rolling, man. We keep rolling. We keep moving. I say it all the time. And we appreciate each and every one of you that take the time to sit in with us for a little bit.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate them. And like I said, that show was really interesting to Eno, so I did do that Thursday, did do it Saturday as well. There was some of the other artists I was going to give a shout-out to that were out there. The Gospel Jubilators were there. I unfortunately did not see their performance. John D. Holman was out there. The Afrobeat Orchestra, Triangle Afrobeat Orchestra was out there. A friend Atiba was out there with his group. That was African Unplugged, I believe is the way that group goes and everything. But they were out there and rocking some sounds, and of course the African American Dance Ensemble. And then on Saturday we had John Shane, a blues artist, and he brought somebody in from Canada as a guest artist. That was actually the festival did, so that was going on, as well as some clogging groups, the Lester Colbanks and the Seven Sorrows, Kirk Ridge and friends. So there was just a number of great entertainment that was out there, and of course great art and things of that nature. And then of course I came to work on that Saturday after having worked at the and we had an event. There was a event that featured Desan Ahanu, Main Man, and some other poets, including one, Essie, who's not a poet, she's a singer-songwriter type, but they were doing a thing called Peace to the Revolution. So it was basically a look at some of our great leaders in the past, Stokely Carmichael, Maya Angelou, Angela Davis, some of their great quotes, and then they would put some poems, more concurrent kind of poems, to the message from our ancestors, as well as some of our people that are still with us, because some of those people I mentioned have passed on, but some of them are still with us, like Angela Davis.
Right.
But it was definitely a very powerful presentation. The people did a great job, whether it was Desana Ahanu, whether it was Fuse, whether it was some of the other people that I heard their works, and they definitely did a great job, and a nice little turnout of an audience there. On Friday, I went by and all three, since we had Charlie last week, of our people that have been on the show in terms of the progressive wing of the Durham City Council, they went and officially filed for re-election. So I went to their kickoff event on Friday morning, early afternoon, and got some couple of popsicles, since they were giving away popsicles in the hot day. And then they went over there and signed officially. So Javiera, Charlie Reese, Jillian Johnson, and our mayor, even though he's not quote-unquote official part of that crew, he is definitely, all four of them went and officially signed to try to keep their jobs and everything. So I went and hung out with them, and then that evening I went up to the Unscripted Hotel. They've got a swimming pool up there. I was not dressed in swimming outfits, but it was just good watching some of the eye candy and talking to the bartender, talking to the hostess up there and everything. So I had a good old time talking to them and really enjoying the company that was up there and everything. So that was real fun, and I had a chance to just relax and enjoy that. Caught myself going up there for 15, 20 minutes, but after a couple of cool ones, some good conversation and everything, I wound up being up there for closer to like 3 hours. So, best laid plans of mice and man do not always happen the way that you expect them to. Because I caught myself just going to pop up there for a quick visit, and the visit wound up being longer than a quick visit.
See, so you were doing your thing though, bro. So hey, it's not a bad thing. You just hung out a little longer than you expected to. You know what I mean? So that's not too bad.
Not too bad. And speaking of hanging out longer than you expected to, I know we were all hoping that the man would be gone by now. But why is he rolling tanks, even if they are on platforms through D.C., to own this crazy thing that he's calling a parade? I've not even looked at it, but just hearing descriptions of it, I'm sitting there going like, why?
Cause man, you know why. He's one of those people, man, self-absorbed and all that other stuff, and his mental capacity is a little slow, man. I keep telling y'all the dude is slow. That's what happened when you let special needs people in the office, man.
Say that's what happens when we let those special needs people in the office.
You let the special needs people in the office, and look at what you got now.
And then we got people in the office also that are sitting there, having spats with each other, because House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says the remarks she recently made about Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and 3 other freshman Democrats was a statement of fact. She said that she told the New York Times the 4 freshmen who voted against the border funding bill last month don't have a following. She said all 4 voted against the bill because it did not include stronger protections for migrant children in shelters. She says that the 4 freshmen have a public following, but she was talking about their roles in Congress. She says overwhelmingly the caucus voted to protect the children. So she says the 4 freshmen did not, and they did not have a further following. So I don't know if I agree with that, because I've seen a lot of people that actually seem to be supporters of theirs, and I get what she's saying, that maybe some of these followers are followers not necessarily in the White House, but or in the Congress and everything. But I personally do think that they have at least somewhat of a following, and they got people listening to them, and they were making a very legitimate claim, which is that, there's these migrant camps. These camps are definitely, the kids as well as the adults are not in the best of situations. They just wanted people to be held a little bit more accountable, and I can agree with that. I can think that, definitely, I think the package probably should have gone through, but I can also understand their views that they needed to at least let their voice be heard, that they did not think enough was being done, and I can agree with that as well.
Well, that's true. We got somebody at the door, bro. We're gonna see who is there. Huh?
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah, Straight Talk with Dean and Mark, ladies and gentlemen.
Bass players, best thing you can do for your overall sound. You've got to see this. New Basstone Incorporated makes Nightwalker bass guitar tube preamps. This preamp will give your sound such a boost, it's just incredible. Try it today. Try it today now. A great sounding bass guitar will make for a great sounding band. Make your band sound at its best. Best thing you can do for your bass guitar sound. NewBassTone.com. NewBassTone.com.
All right, so welcome to Straight Talk with Dean and Mark. Good evening. Tell us who you are and where you are calling from.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Do we have any?
We
Yeah,
got
I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. This is Arkevious Armstrong calling from Charlotte, North Carolina.
I appreciate
Good
you
evening.
calling, Mr. Armstrong from Charlotte.
Bless.
Now, he's got a very interesting story, and I want him to share this story with y'all, because when I found out his story online, I was like, we got to get this brother on the show, Dean, because, we've had Mike Anderson, we've had some other brothers that have gone through some hard times here in Durham. Of course, we've had the sister that you remember we had a while back that was in Buffalo that had gone through some hard times and turned her life around. Well, this brother has done some similar kind of stuff. He definitely went through some hard times, was caught up in some things in life that he could tell us about and everything. But now he's turned his life around, and he's also trying to make sure that other young brothers and sisters in Charlotte, as well as around the world, are not doing what he got caught up in. So, Mr. Armstrong, tell us a little bit about your personal story. Like I said, I gave a little bit of a very quick summary of what it's about, but I want to hear it in your words.
Oh, man. First and foremost, let me just say thank you for allowing the opportunity. And definitely I want to say thank you for just even reaching out to me and consider about me giving y'all a call on your podcast. But, yeah, grew up through the justice system, from foster care to group homes, detention centers, training schools, state prison, federal prison. By the age of 11 years old, I was already using and selling drugs. By the age of 13, I was facing a life sentence for attempted murder charge. And I got out at 14. When I did 4 years, I got out at 17, went back at 19 for another attempted murder charge, was facing 35 years to life, signed a 10-year plea, did 8.5, came home. I came home and devoted my time and my life with not only just staying on the right track, but figuring out how can I save others? How can I help others from preventing making the same mistakes that I made? And, and starting my own organization